Hello everybody, my name is Nathan and I am that bald guy. This week I wanted to discuss one of the biggest games out there right now, Overwatch, why it's amazing, and give my take on how the future of hero shooters will unfold. First off, I want to get the definition out of the way. What really is a hero shooter? Well, there's really not that much that solidifies what a hero shooter can be other than a game with multiple characters that you can select from that have a wide range of abilities, guns, movement speed, etc. Most are multiplayer only games that are heavily team-based, with these characters usually falling under certain character types. For example, Overwatch has 4 character types, the first one being offense. These characters usually have high damage, high mobility, but have lower health. You also have defense characters who are great at guarding, creating choke points, and are the backline of the team. Also have tank characters. They have heavy health, low mobility, and are great at protecting your team. And last but not least, you have support characters. These are the healers of your team. They can give your team enhancements. They can also debuff enemies, but have really low health and aren't great in one-on-one circumstances. In games like Overwatch and Paladins, which is another hero shooter on the rise, having a team that's balanced is key. You don't want to have 6 offensive characters or you're going to get smashed. In these games, you usually have an objective that both teams are going towards, or you play as the attacker or defender the whole game. In the mode Payload in Overwatch, the attackers have to surround a payload and move it from one end of the map to another. As long as they have one person on that payload, it moves. As if they have more people, depending on how much there are, it moves even faster. If time runs out, defenders win. These game modes allow for intense choke points. What I absolutely love about this too is that it changes how a map should flow and how choke points are ever changing. In a game like Halo, the choke points usually remain the same. If you're waiting for an overshield or a weapon like a sniper rifle or a rocket launcher to spawn again, it's always going to spawn at the same location. This works for Halo, but having a game like Overwatch change things up allows for both to coexist without making one or the other feel stale. So why is Overwatch so popular? It's because it's the best of both worlds. And you might be asking, what are those worlds? Well, Overwatch succeeds because it perfectly balances the quick, intense matches of traditional first-person shooter multiplayer games, but adds this character focus that MOBAs like League of Legends and Dota 2 have brought into the mainstream. Someone like me who usually prefers a shooter over most genres, it's nice to have a game that changes the playing field. The first-person shooter market was getting quite stale towards the end of the 360 PS3 cycle, and games like Overwatch have given gamers like me something that feels new. The thing is, it's not entirely new or creative. Overwatch is basically Valve's Team Fortress 2, but on steroids when it comes to characters. While Team Fortress 2 has a cast of 9 characters, Overwatch is sitting at 25 characters as of this recording. Not only does Overwatch have Team Fortress 2 beat in quantity when it comes to characters, but it also beats it when it comes to personality. Though Overwatch doesn't have a campaign, fans have latched onto these characters through lore found deep within the game, absolutely amazing animated shorts by Blizzard, digital comics, and much more. It's also impossible to go to any conference without seeing one Overwatch cosplay. It's not just this breath of fresh air that most gamers are getting with Overwatch, it's also the quality control Blizzard takes when it comes to balancing and delivering free content. Since release, they have released brand new characters and maps for no money. This leads to the last topic. What is the future for hero shooters? I honestly see this going along the same route that MOBAs have gone. There aren't going to be 10 hero shooters that everyone is playing, it'll only be a few. Really, the only MOBAs that I know that are sustainable are League of Legends, Dota 2, Smite, and perhaps Paragon. Right now, Overwatch is the king of hero shooters, and a distant second is Paladins, but it's really starting to gain some ground now that it's out in open beta. Other than that, though, there's not that much. We saw Gearbox Studios attempt and fail miserably with last year's Battleborn, so there's still time to see if anybody else will push for a solid ground at third, or maybe try to take Paladins out at second. I don't really see it going much further than that, though, unless someone comes out with something that's completely different. Much like MOBAs, there's not that much that differs between these games. You can tell that they have all learned from each other. You see a lot of Team Fortress 2 in Overwatch, while you see a lot of Overwatch in Paladins. Unless someone else tries to take this genre to new levels, I feel like Blizzard is going to see Overwatch keep growing the way it's been, and honestly, I'm okay with that. Anyway guys, I hope you all enjoyed the episode. Make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and maybe subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Next week I'll be closing out this big first-person shooter talk that I've been having for the past few weeks with one of the most underrated games of this generation, Titanfall 2. Anyway guys, I'll see you next week.